Is my audio clear?
Yes,
Yes, Prof.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Assalamualaikum. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Alhamdulillahilladzi hadana li hadza wa ma kunna linahtadiya laula an hadana Allah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much, everyone. So excited to see a lot of participants here. Our honorable one of the deans is also here, Prof. Abdulaziz. Thank you so much for always attending the program. So it's an honor to have you. And now one of the speakers today is actually your faculty, your members. It's an honor that the dean himself attending the program. So you can see, Dr. Feham, how much support you have here. So thank you again, everyone, for joining our program today. Inshallah, to add the barakah to our session, let's start with our Fatiha. So just to start the program, the sessions on why we actually have SCORM as part of our topic today. We have been receiving quite a lot of inquiries whether iTa'LeEM can actually be extended to some applications which we can build it ourselves. So SCORM is actually, it's sort of like customized activities that we can actually design outside the Moodle, which is what iTa'LeEM is based on. But the good thing about Moodle is because it is community-based or open source software, so it actually allows a lot of flexibilities, and this gives a lot of rooms for us to actually innovate on the kind of activities which you can bring into the VLE itself, the virtual learning environment itself. So Alhamdulillah, we have Dr. Feham, which is the CFO of e-learning in IUM. In fact, he is one of the person that initiated iTa'LeEM in the first place years ago. So hopefully you will be inspired, which I'm very sure, not only hopefully, but I am make sure that we have a lot of interesting sessions in this year. And this is one of the interesting sessions that we will learn from today, which I'm very sure you will be inspired on how to design the learning experience in the iTa'LeEM. We have seen a lot of activities all this while, and this is one of the things that we would want to promote this year is by using the SCORM in our Moodle. Okay, so without further ado, may I pass the sessions to Dr. Feham, or shall I introduce you first? But Dr. Feham is very renowned in IUM. He has been giving a lot of trainings with CPD. He is a faculty member of RKHS, but currently he's attached to ISTEC. So I'm very sure you have seen him in many trainings before. So without further ado, I usually call him Sheikh Feham. So Sheikh Feham, the session is yours. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Mira. Very nice of you for a very wonderful introduction of me. Thank you very much. And also here in the crowd, my boss, Prof. Abdulaziz. Thank you for being here. He always attending all trainings from CPD.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we should give him an award.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Prof, for your attendance here in this session.
Thank you, brother.
Dr. Sadri, also here with us. Thank you very much for your support and attendance. And the rest of the other members of IUM academics. Let me share with my presentation. Hope they can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, so the topic that I've been asked to share with the rest is SCORM. And I've been also informed just now by Dr. Mira. There are several requests from many parties, especially I think among the lecturers, asking about possibility of using a SCORM, being that SCORM is one of the activity modules of activity that we have in our iTa'LeEM. Okay. So iTa'LeEM is actually been based on the well-known learning management system. We call it Moodle. Okay. So there have been many maybe inquiries, okay, asking about whether there is a possibility of including or integrating this package of SCORM in iTa'LeEM. So the topic is that SCORM for Moodle, and then in bracket iTa'LeEM and MC, which stands for Micro-credential and MOOC, Massive Open Online Courses. So let me, before we proceed further, we have about 2-hour session with us. I will allocate maybe some of our from the portion for the some practices. And if you have any question, yes, we have chatting or chat panel where you can just post. I believe that Dr. Mira will, highlight if there is any urgency to respond to those postings. And while at the same time you are dealing with the content, I would say it is that sharing content. This is actually from my previous experience until currently working, dealing with Moodle in particular, and specifically iTa'LeEM. My perspective would be from the my role as educator. I'm not an IT person. My background is not from IT. So my sharing here would be from the perspective of myself as an educator who are using e-learning platform and with some experiences in doing so. So that would be the perspective of our presentation and sharing in this session. Because from perspective of IT person, that would be very detailed and full of technicalities. So I wouldn't go into that. Even me, I myself is not very expert in that area. I would see it from the perspective of me, myself as an educator or learning practitioner. Okay. So the agenda would be as stated. We have some definition, some of the terms that we're going to have in our current session or this sharing. And then maybe a question, why you want to use SCORM? Okay. And then although that I mentioned earlier technicalities, but we just need to touch a bit of technicalities, what we have and how it works. Okay, so SCORM. And then we're going to move further, explaining the functionality of SCORM in iTa'LeEM. Later after that, we're going to have some info related to tools used for developing SCORM content and even maybe distributing SCORM content, okay? With some practices. Okay? In between, there are most probably some questions from the audience. You are more than welcome to post. And then if I couldn't answer, we have another Sifu here. Dr. Mira will assist me, inshallah, in answering all your queries. Okay, so that will be our our plan for this session. Okay, next. We have iTa'LeEM, and I believe that every one of you who are attending this session, you are familiar with iTa'LeEM. Okay, please tell me you have been using iTa'LeEM, and then log in iTa'LeEM and try to use and browse, as well as maybe do some kind of editing, adding some content or maybe materials to share with your students. This is very very pertinent to our sharing, because a basic knowledge of iTa'LeEM is a must, a requirement if you want to use SCORM. Okay, at least you know how to navigate in iTa'LeEM and how to add some content in iTa'LeEM, whether it is a content or maybe activities or assessment that you doing with your student using iTa'LeEM as a platform. So iTa'LeEM is IIUM e-learning platform, and it is been based of it is based on Moodle. Moodle is a learning management system, open source learning management system, and the community of Moodle is very active. Every now and then we're going to have a latest version of Moodle distributed. I believe that we have also the latest in iTa'LeEM platform. Every single academic year is going to be an upgrade, so that we are at par with the current or recent technologies in e-learning. Yeah, so that's the what it's all about iTa'LeEM. Next we have what we call MC just now, which is micro-credential. And I believe that this term and this initiative has been around for quite some time. And then we even have our MC unit, micro-credential unit, headed by Prof. Dr. Shamsul, MC unit of IIUM. And every single kuliah you've been asked, requested, or maybe tasked to develop courses from this manner, which is micro-credential. Okay, so it's like that a full-fledged course, but being distributed or divided into bit-sized module. Okay, so every single module will cater certain skills, knowledge, or learning experience that somehow empower the user more and give credits to him or to we in IIUM and even in Malaysia at large, the initiative of MC is not only at in our university, but at the national and even for the recognition at international level. Okay, so it's a big agenda as far as e-learning is concerned, called micro-credential. Okay. And in every single kuliah, I believe there is a course designed for this purpose, and the person in charge for that particular course is doing so in order to develop the content in a bit-sized manner, so that it can be made available as a micro-credential course using a specific platform. Okay, there is a platform for this purpose. And I believe in IIUM, the platform of micro-credential is similar to iTa'LeEM, which is Moodle. Okay, there are several other systems being used for the interface other than Moodle. Like maybe I believe that I'm talking in the same language. I believe. I hope so. There is a like WordPress, okay, interface, and then there is also Mahara, portfolio system there. Okay, so that's all about micro-credential. It's a big thing and still doing it, and this is still a main of a concern of this IIUM and every single kuliah of this institution. Another one is open or MOOC. Another one is MOOC, massive open online courses. So I believe that maybe many of you are familiar with edX, Coursera, or maybe Udemy. Okay, for and then open learning. Okay, so those are actually platform for distributing online courses. Okay, some freely available, some with very minimal amount of fees, okay, charged to the user. So it's actually a platform where you can get everything, even anything, skills, as well as knowledge, so that you can have, it's like an added value to yourself. Okay, improve your knowledge, improve your experience, your skill. Okay, and then so that you can show others that you have some skills in this particular maybe field or specialty via MOOC. Okay, via MOOC. There are many freely available where you can use, and then even you can enroll and learn new skills. Okay, learn new skills. It's only a matter of time is a factor for you to sacrifice some time to enroll yourself and then see the content and get somehow recognition by the course owner, course instructor. Yes, and we have several platforms available for using to get some MOOC courses available, okay, in the field. In iTa'LeEM, I think earlier, couple of years back, we have open learning, and other universities they also they was using open learning during that period, where they develop okay, open massive open online courses. But as the time goes, and then the expenditure, and then the budget, and then the ability of the of maintaining the service, so we've been charged if we want to add courses in openlearning.com, which is massive a MOOC platform, one of MOOC platform other than Udemy, edX, Coursera, and the rest. I think now our focus would be more on the micro-credential. Maybe someone asking, what is the difference between micro-credential and MOOC? Okay, so I will answer that question later after this. And then we have SCORM. Okay, we have SCORM. So SCORM is actually abbreviation, okay, from phrase shareable content object reference model. Shareable content object reference model. Okay, so you said that like you have a content, then that particular content is shareable, okay, using different means. So technically, it's a set of technical standard for e-learning software product. But from educational point of view, it's just like a standard that governs online learning content and LMS. Okay, interaction between online learning content and the platform, which is learning management system. They can communicate. So the data sent by the SCORM can be manipulated, even stored, and then later displayed as form of report to the user, okay, to the instructor or to the student. So it's a shareable content. Okay, it's shareable content which you can share in using different or various means. Okay, so roughly that would be the idea of what is SCORM all about. Okay. Okay. Pertaining to the development as stated earlier. Okay. Before I mention the difference between MOOC and micro-credential, just understand how the online content being distributed, okay, this far. Okay. and some terms appeared along that period. Okay. We have maybe the idea previously. Some of you maybe you heard we call it OCW, okay, which is Open Courseware, okay, which initiated by MIT and later initiated by different other parties sharing the courseware online. Okay? And then we can have the course outline, we can have the content, and we can have some of the activities available there within a thematic form, okay, within a certain in specific subject within that particular theme. Okay, so they call it open courseware available, and then anyone can open freely to anyone, to the user of the internet. Okay, and then later we have open educational, the idea of open educational resources, okay, which is and the evolution as it evolved. We have this idea of open educational resources, where it's resources available to all. Okay, resources available to all. And there is a specific, term for this specific definition for this. But I would say it's just a resources available to all for you to benefit from. And then later we have like a structure of the content, and then been arranged along with the assessment, okay, part of the content, okay, and then distributed to the user, where we call MOOC. Okay? So in MOOC we have element of assessment there, so that you will be evaluated. It's not just sharing the resources, but you have to reach certain level in order to get the recognition of knowing the knowledge or skills. Okay. So this is MOOC. Okay, this is MOOC, and during 2008, and then expanded, and then even boost during the time. We have many people, all educationists, practitioners talking about MOOC during that time. Even this main agenda of the KPT, Higher Education of Malaysia during that time as well. And then later we have what we call there is a need to have your knowledge or your skill accredited. Okay, you can have a credit for the skills that you gain or knowledge that you you learn. This is the whole idea of micro-credential, where it will be accredited, and then that credit is transferable. Okay, it's transferable. I think there is a guidelines under the MQA for micro-credential, even for MOOC as well, where transfer of credit can be done if you finish or done some courses in micro-credential, and there is a calculation. Say, for example, 4 modules equivalent to 1 full-fledged course, and so on and so forth. So accreditation here and gain credits for what you do for official purposes is what is micro-credential all about. Of course, we have some categories of micro-credential, some which is official and recognized by the higher institution, some for skill development, okay, and several others. And then we have micro-credential for commercial purposes, okay, with minimal or amount of fees that you need to pay for the subscription, and then some freely available, okay, for self-development. So accreditation credits is the element of micro-credential. So now that credit is transferable. Even you can have transfer credit using micro-credential, and even the whole certificate or maybe diploma is in a form of micro-credential. Okay, so there is a prospect that direction is one of the directions that going to be practiced by the stakeholders. Okay, so this is what is all about some of the terms that we're going to share for our today's session. So why SCORM? Why you want to use SCORM? Why SCORM matters? Okay, and then why people asking is iTa'LeEM spotted? Okay, or is iTa'LeEM is SCORM spotted in iTa'LeEM or not? Okay, so that kind of queries or questions. So why you want to use SCORM? Okay, so there are some reasons. Okay? Some reasons why SCORM matters. Just imagine in the arena we have many LMS, learning management systems. We have iTa'LeEM, which is based on Moodle. We have several other LMS. Okay, several other LMS, and some of them I will share with you. Even some of you maybe with very good knowledge pertaining to or related to learning management systems. So the reason is that you have a material, you have a content, and that content can be made can be reused many times using different instructions and different learning environments. Okay, so SCORM can assist you in doing so. Okay? You can reuse the content again and again in different other environments or in using different learning management systems. Okay, other than Moodle, for instance, provided that LMS supports SCORM. Okay, I think majority all LMS nowadays they support SCORM because this is the standard practice and governed by the entity for distributing online content. So reusability, okay, that will be the reason. You can reuse your content again and again using in different learning environments or teaching environments. Secondly is interoperability. Okay, we have a platform. Even some of you maybe you are using like Windows, some in MacBook. Some of you may be using mobile. Okay, and mobile we have iOS, we have Android. Okay, those two are the widely used platforms for the mobile device. Talking about browser, we have a lot of browsers. Okay, we have Chrome, we have Safari, we have what else? We have Edge, the latest one by Microsoft. And we have Firefox. Okay, so we have a lot of browsers along with platforms. Okay, so the reason why we want to use SCORM is that you want to create something which is workable no matter what platform you are using, no matter what browser you are surfing. Okay, so that's the idea. It can be operatable in almost any situation. So that will be the second reason why SCORM matters. You want to create something which is operatable to all no matter what platform or what technical specification or program that you are using. The third one is that we have SCORM so that it can be distributed easily, okay, to the users. Okay? It's not just specific to one single platform. No, it's accessible. Okay, you can just give the content to someone easily, and then he can use the content in other locations with the different environments. Okay, so you can have access to the content easily because the content is interoperability interoperable in manner, so that it can works in any platforms and easily accessible. Okay, easily accessible. And I believe that some of you know, when you start developing your content, you know the tears and joys in developing your content. Difficulty of developing your content. How to include elements in the development, maybe text, other than text, you want to include audio, video, what else? Animations, maybe. Okay, you can just put that text, okay, and convert it in the form of PDF. But to make it somehow attractive to the user and to your students in particular, so you add several other elements, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, which at the same time that will take a lot of time for the development, time consuming. Okay. So rather than developing the content and again that content for different environment, which is time consuming, you reuse the similar. Okay, you reuse the similar using the same design, okay, same configuration, or maybe coding, and then distribute that content for a longer period. Again, for a longer period, maybe after a couple of months, if not years, you will focus the content and add some more to that content. Okay, so it's more durable. Okay, you can use and reuse the same again and again for a longer period. So you do need not to develop every single environment with a specific content and then redevelop once again for different other environment. No, SCORM can assist you just develop one single content and reuse that content again and again for a longer period. So I believe that that's some of the reason why SCORM matters. Okay. Okay, next, the specification of SCORM. Okay, specification of SCORM. I hate to tell this, but I have to share with you because these are the technicalities. Okay, that the technicalities. We have in place the elements of SCORM. The element of SCORM, we have 3 sub-specifications of SCORM. The first is the content itself, how the content being packaged. Okay, they call it content aggregation model. Okay, how the content being assembled and packaged. And then the RTE, runtime, where the content can be displayed. Okay, the runtime, the necessary, the requirements for the content to be displayed. We call it runtime and environment. So it's a standard, like a standard runtime RTE elements where applicable in any platforms, in any environment. Okay. And then the third is sequencing of the content, how the content goes one after another. Okay, one after another. And then that info is very useful if you want to see the progress, okay, from one part to another in SCORM, SCORM package. Okay, we call it sequencing and education. Those are the three specification of SCORM, or sub-specification of SCORM. And then around we have version of SCORM. Okay, we have version 1, version 1.1, 1.2, and 2004. Even for 2004 onwards, there are several versions for SCORM 2004. We have version 1, 2, 3. Okay. So there are several versions of SCORM 2004. Okay. So which one that concern us? Okay, which one that concern us? Okay, before I go into that, let me share the differences between those three specification of SCORM. Of course, the latest one is 2004, which is the latest one. Then that's the standard, and then it's been going around for quite some time. Okay, and then we have SCORM 2004, the third edition. Okay? This is what we have in the documentation. If the latest, there is a fourth edition, for instance, so that's actually out of my knowledge. And then we have from the first 0.1, 1.1, 1.2, and the rest. I just want to highlight the main difference that separated between SCORM 1.1 version on and SCORM 2004. If you see the criteria there, the sequencing part begins from SCORM version 2004 onwards. SCORM 1.2 and then the predecessor, we don't have sequencing. Okay, we don't have sequencing. We have the runtime, and then we have the packaging, arrangement of the content. But sequencing starts from 2004 SCORM. Okay, why this matters? Why this matters? Because in Moodle or in iTa'LeEM supports SCORM 1.2 mainly. Okay. For SCORM 2004, I think the support is not there yet. Maybe there is a trial and error from different users, or maybe there's a module or add-on for this purpose. But natively, SCORM iTa'LeEM supports only SCORM up to 1.2. Yeah. So sequencing somehow is not been captured. Okay, if you put in 2004 SCORM, so that element is not been captured in iTa'LeEM. Why iTa'LeEM doing so? Because iTa'LeEM is been based on Moodle, and Moodle has its own property for capturing the reporting, and the data in the reporting, part of the data is sequencing is also there. Okay, so Moodle itself or iTa'LeEM itself, it has this feature of data reporting, okay, and tracking. Okay, so that is why enough for iTa'LeEM SCORM 1.2, and not exceeding SCORM 2004 onwards. I think that's the very reason why the community of Moodle, the development of SCORM is supported up to SCORM 1.2. And this is the
what we have natively available in Moodle and surely in iTa'LeEM itself. Yeah. Okay, so there are several other e-learning standards on the top of SCORM. Okay, there are AICC, XAPI, CMI5, PENS, IMS, LTI. I think IMS, the module, also supported in iTa'LeEM. Yeah, I think, if not mistaken, it's there in iTa'LeEM. But our topic today is for SCORM, so I will be focusing on SCORM. Okay, there are several other standards, and if in comparison to SCORM, some of those are the latest development of these e-learning standards. SCORM has been around for so many years. That's why I mean, for the purpose of innovation and getting more features, several other standards appear, like XAPI, CMI5, and the rest. Okay. Just to give you some background, not only that SCORM available, we have also other e-learning standards for the purpose of distributing the content, runtime of the content to make it and display the content to the user, as well as the sequencing and navigation. Okay, so SCORM in iTa'LeEM. The version supported in iTa'LeEM for SCORM is, I mentioned earlier, SCORM 1.2. Okay, that's the version supported in iTa'LeEM. And then we have SCORM activity there, and then we have also SCORM settings. Okay. We have student view, surely, and then we have teacher view. Let me share you how this looks like in iTa'LeEM. Just a second. Okay, so this is iTa'LeEM. Okay. If you turn editing on in iTa'LeEM, okay, and then you want to add an activity or content, which is a content in this respect, an activity or resource. Okay. We have the SCORM package. We also have here IMS. This is what I told you earlier. Okay, but our focus is SCORM for this session. See, so we have SCORM package. So if you click SCORM package, okay, and then you want to add, say for example, just name anything. Okay, that's my SCORM. Okay, I have my SCORM package available with me. Okay, and then just this is must. Okay, give a name to your SCORM content. Description is optional, and then the rest we have here the package itself. So in a form of zip file normally, okay? In a form of zip file. So I have here with me. So this is what I have. Let's upload the smallest. Just put it down. Okay. And then you have several other options available to any activity you have in iTa'LeEM, the appearance, which is a standard, and then you can set also the availability, grades. Okay, if you have marks in the SCORM, that marks can be tabulated and captured by iTa'LeEM, okay, and integrated inside iTa'LeEM database, and later be displayed in the form of report. Okay, so it can communicate. It can communicate between the package and iTa'LeEM in transferring the data and keeping the reports. And then attempts. Okay, if it is like that, you want to allow your student to open SCORM and then give an attempt more than once. So this is the setting. And then compatibility setting. Those are actually the standard values. Normally, I just accept all those values with no changes. Okay? Unless that you know what you are doing, then you can do what you feel necessary and fulfill your needs. Okay, and then activity completion, and this is what I call just now tracking, because in this course tracking is when I enable the tracking, so we have activity completion stated as one of the feature that you can set. Yeah. This is in iTa'LeEM itself. In every single activity, it can be recorded as, whether completion or still in progress, okay, based on the requirement that you have set from here, from this feature, activity completion. Okay, so once done, we just click there, save and return to course. So those are the how you can upload your SCORM content package onto iTa'LeEM. This is what we have in iTa'LeEM. Here you can share your package, your SCORM module in iTa'LeEM. It's going to take some time because of I think the traffic. People are using it at the moment, our students and our lecturers. So there you go. Okay. There you go. So if you open, you just click there, click the link that you have created for the SCORM package just now. This is teacher view, because you are a teacher. Okay, you are a teacher, and then you can edit the content. So student view might be different from what you have here, okay, in your view. So you just click there, enter. So this is how the content of SCORM displayed on screen. Okay, once. So it's just a matter of an activity which is like a quiz activity, but I put it in the form of SCORM format. Okay. I'm sorry for the language, because teaching Arabic, so the content is Arabic in nature, and then we have English phrases here and there. So it's just like a quiz activity, but I put it in the form of SCORM. Okay, I will tell you and share you some of the tools that you can do in creating SCORM, where you can give that content to your students later. Okay. So just navigate one after another and then answering this question. And this activity or this package is a SCORM package distributed in like quiz activity. You can have it in any form that you want. Maybe notes, lecture notes with some question inside that lecture notes can be done that way. Maybe in the form of several other elements that you can share along with video, audio, text, as well as animation. in that SCORM package. Okay, so other than it is an activity, it also can be considered as assessment tool for your students. So that's how the SCORM feature in iTa'LeEM, along with the settings, along with the what available there in iTa'LeEM, SCORM 1.2. How SCORM 1.2 supported in iTa'LeEM. The deep knowledge of the data is not been somehow captured, because that will be for the version SCORM 2004, where we have details of the reporting, inclusive of sequencing and navigation, percentage of the completion. Okay, for instance, what question been answered correct by the student and incorrect by the student, all those details. Okay, but at least we have that data capture here. And if you are using, if you are a teacher and then you observe there, if I go just backward, you have a column here, or the tab, reports, okay, where you can see reports of this particular package, how been accessed by our students. Okay, so the attempt start on, last access on, and then score. If there are some activities with marks, then the marks will be captured and put it there in this table. Okay, and then we have also, other than under reports, we have, this is I think basic reports. Then we have graph reports. Okay, I think pertaining to the marks. Okay, tabulation of marks. And then we have graph reports out from 100, and then the tabulation marks achieved by the student, again by the student after doing these activities. We have the interaction reports and objective reports, where some of the elements should be set while we are preparing the SCORM. Okay, yeah. So we have this tab reports, providing you further info about this activity. Okay, and then how your student, how many students gain higher, then how many students gain lower, and then some of them maybe in the middle. Okay, by seeing the reports details we have here in iTa'LeEM for SCORM package content that we have. Okay. Let me back to the presentation just now. Okay. So more or less, I have covered the version of SCORM and then SCORM activity that we have in iTa'LeEM. We have just now teacher view rather than student view. Student view, we don't have that reports tab. So only the activity and the content of the activity itself, the content of SCORM itself. The report part, I think it's not there. It's only meant for teacher. And then SCORM settings, how the content of SCORM being displayed. You have also some settings that you can, set, which fulfill your needs. How the SCORM will look like in terms of the size, in terms of the screen size, and the rest. In terms of the period when SCORM activity will be made available to your students. So those are the SCORM setting, and more or less most of them similar with other activity settings, as I mentioned earlier. Okay. Okay, so now tools for SCORM authoring. In order to develop content in SCORM, what are some available tools? Okay, we have in the arena. I will divide those tools into three parts, three types of tools. The first would be free open source. Free open source, where you can download and then you can use. I think you can do a search pertaining to this tool. We call it EXE Learning. EXE Learning. The tool is very somehow it's very useful, but in terms of the appealing factors, it's not that really easy for the beginner. For the beginner. And the content, you can include any text content, in particular HTML, and you can embed in your HTML, of course, audio, video, and the rest. But it's not that really user friendly. You have to know a little bit of coding in order to add, audio and video there, and then a little bit of how info or knowledge how to arrange your content HTML in the form of a package, one page after another. And then the program itself is workable, but in terms of the appealing factors, it's not that really appealing to the beginner. You are still a beginner. Maybe you feel reluctant to use EXE Learning. And due to that, it is open source. Maybe the development is kind of slow, and then the community is not that really active in developing, in contributing the development of this free available tool. Okay? We call it EXE Learning. EXE Learning. And we have also free, but not open source. You can use it. Then it's freely available, but it's not open source. Maybe with some amount of fees, not really sure. If you want to get more, then you have to pay. Okay, but the basic part of the tool is freely available to the users. We have like Course Lab. Okay, you can just search and then see Course Lab, and then we have Is Easy. Okay, and then you have iSpring Quiz Maker and iSpring Free, okay, free version. Okay. I'm very sad because I couldn't share, because iSpring is very useful tool for Windows platform. Okay, and then it's integrated with PowerPoint, so your PowerPoint enable your PowerPoint to export content in SCORM format. Okay, we have iSpring Free and iSpring Quiz Maker, where at the top of the content you can add quiz feature in there. Okay, so you can add along with the content some questions. Maybe you can along with the question, every single question with contributes to a mark or maybe 2, and then in the end those points will be accumulated and total up end of the screen or a slide. So that's really the idea. We have iSpring Free. If you are using Windows platform, you can give a try so that you can see how this content can be created along with some activities, and later after that you can export the content in SCORM format. And while exporting the content, I think you have an option to choose whether SCORM 1.2 or SCORM 2004. If Moodle is your platform, then SCORM 1.2 is the one that you have to opt to. We have to choose for the SCORM package. Okay. Other than that, maybe you want to use advanced learning management system where they support SCORM 2004. Okay. Yeah, this is free, but not open source. It's available. I think if you want to add and get features more, then you have to pay. There is a payment or paid version of the software that you can use, where you can get more features for the software, like adding several others, video along with questions, audio along with questions, okay? And then a lot more interactivity, okay? You want to add animation, you want to add avatar as a speaker interacting with the students. So those are actually advanced features that can only be made available by the commercial software. So those are commercial software. We have iSpring Suite, we have Lectora Inspire, we have Active Presenter, Adobe Captivate, and then we have Articulate. Those are some of the commercially available software for developing and designing and exporting into SCORM package. Sadly speaking, for Adobe subscription, this iTa'LeEM, I think several other universities, we don't have Adobe Captivate as one of the program there. We have PDF, we have Adobe Acrobat, and then we have several others, but Adobe Captivate is not there. So if you have the license, university license for Adobe, you still couldn't get Adobe Captivate. You have to use your own money in order to obtain one. Okay, sadly speaking. Okay, so we have freely available and open source. We have freely available, but if you want to get more, you have to pay. And then we have commercially available, which is not 20 ringgit, 50 ringgit. Those are 100 ringgits. Like iSpring, Lectora, Active Presenter, and the rest. It's quite expensive for some, even for some of us. For me personally, okay. Yeah. And then we have also my choice. Okay. my choice. My choice is to develop SCORM using H5P. Okay, how to do that? I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you. For those you already have your own Articulate or you have your own Lectora, ahlan wa sahlan, you can use those. Okay, you can use. You have Adobe Captivate, you can continue using those software, which is not cheap. For the maybe some of those software, come with a monthly subscription or maybe yearly subscription. But this is my choice. You develop your content using H5P. Yeah. Okay. There is a tool that you can utilize for this purpose. The tool is Lumi Education. Okay, we call it Lumi Education. You can just search Google, type Lumi Education. There you go. You will have that content, software freely available, and then applicable that can run in many platforms, Windows as well as Mac OS. Yeah. So this is my choice that I can share with all of you in this session. Okay. Of course, you know what is H5P. Okay. I think many of you, I will say many of you, you know H5P. I think there is a session for H5P training for iTa'LeEM before this, and we can convert that content in the form of SCORM 1.0, which is compatible to iTa'LeEM. You can run that in iTa'LeEM. Yeah. Okay. So practice one. We're going to develop a very simple content using Lumi Education. Okay. And that program or that software, it has no tool for the conversion of the content to SCORM. But the conversion has been made available by the community. By the community. That's the strength of community. Okay? So if the technology is used by widely used by many, so the community will try to assist, okay, and try to help you in doing so, in implementing the recent new standard or technology. Once ready with the content, H5P content, we will convert that content in the form of SCORM. Okay, so once it is ready in SCORM format, you can distribute that format in many platforms, even in any LMS. Okay, in any LMS, even in LMS where H5P is not supported, you have it in the SCORM format. Yeah, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of what is SCORM all about. It's applicable. You can run in many platforms. Okay, using different type of software. Okay, in any environment. Yeah. Okay. So this is practice 1, and then we convert the content. Let me share you the program first. I just stop sharing. So far, if there's any question, just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And then I believe you are also working with me here on screen. And I believe if you have any question, just share those questions, the concern with me, so they can maybe I can address those. Okay. Let me. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, Doktor.
Boleh ya? Okay.
Boleh, Doktor.
Okay. So this is Lumi Education. Okay. A standalone software where you can run as a standalone program, or they have also the cloud-based version of Lumi. But for our convenience, we have the standalone software of Lumi that we can run anywhere. Okay, whether you are using Windows platform or you are using Mac OS. So once there, you can create by pressing Start H5P editor. You can open existing if you have one, or you can create a new one. So the feature is actually similar to the feature of H5P we have in iTa'LeEM. Yeah, same, almost the similar. Yeah? The similar form. We have interactive video, we have post presentation. Only that once you download the software, the package is actually the main files. Okay, so those other content or formats are not there. So you have to be connected to the internet if you want to install different types of H5P. Okay, so for instance, if I click here interactive video, you have button here use. Initially it's installed. Okay, it's not there, so I have to click install first, then it changed to use. So now I have it there in my computer. That's why the button I have here changed to use. Okay, so make sure that every single type of H5P, if you feel that you want to install, you want to use, you have to install those first, okay, before using it. Yeah. And then other than that, we have long list, okay, types of content in H5, okay, in H5. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So let's say that I just want to create a content with text, and then maybe with some element of quiz. Okay. So I just put here first text. Okay, I just put here quiz. You see, the first time I click here quiz, I have to install first. Okay, I have to install first. So I install quiz module inside my H5P Lumi Education. So once installed, you can use the this module. There you go. So use. So this is the content you are now using. Okay, the editing mode. Okay, this is the viewing mode. You have to put a title. That's great. This is a view, and this is the editing mode. There you go. So it's still, I mean, empty, and because you yet to add something there. Okay. So you can add one question after another by just clicking. This is your first page of the question. We have here like multiple choice. This is the first one. This is question 1. Okay. And then the option will be, this is option 1. Okay, option 1 is the correct one. Click there. Option 2. And then I add option 3. Okay. So I have one question. You can set several other settings down there, which is similar to what we have in H5P in iTa'LeEM. Okay. If you want to see how this will look like, just change your editing mode to viewing mode. There you go. That's the first question. Yeah. And then move to another. Maybe you want to add another second question. You can always do where is it over here? Okay, padamnya dah buat pula. Okay, tak apa tahu. Sekali lagi saya lagi. Just quick one. Ingatkan pada yang baru tadi. Question 1, quick one. Okay, option 1, this is the correct one. And then option 2, and then add option 3. Option 3, okay. So we click there, copy. Okay, and then add another question. Okay, paste here. There. Here you go. One question, third question. This is the second question. Second question, the correct one is option 2. Okay. Then you can just add another like 5 questions, and then cancel add question. Okay, and then paste. Okay, the third question, the correct one is option 3. And then remove option 1. Then we have fourth question, just paste. Then the correct one is back to 1. Okay, and then add another question. Fifth question, just paste. The correct one is option 2. Okay, so along we have all the detailed settings similar to what we have in H5P. I don't want to go into this, or else it will consume a lot of our time. So once done, we have in viewing mode, this is the content. We have 5 questions altogether. Okay. Only that the name I I didn't change. It's which 1, 2, 3, and the rest. We can do that easily. Just move. This is first question. Put there as 1, and then second question, just put there the number of question is 2. Then third question, the number is here is 3. Then this is 4. This is 5. Okay. So if you go to viewing mode, you have question 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Done. So once done, of course you can add a lot more. You can add pictures, you can add video, you can. This is the nature of H5P. Okay, so I just share with you the sample of H5P content only. Okay, so just click the file. You have to save it. When you save the file will be saved in H5P extension. Okay, H5P format. Okay, I save it on my desktop. Okay, and then the extension is H5. Okay, done. So let me share you my Chrome just now. Okay, so this is my Chrome. Okay, just search SCORM H5P to SCORM. H5P to SCORM converted. There you go. This is the link. Okay, so you browse for the H5P file or H5P package just now. Okay, it's on my desktop. So open, set the terms, and then convert. It's been downloaded and available as a zip package format for SCORM. Okay, for SCORM. So okay, why still not finished yet? Huh? Has it finished? Okay, done. Waiting that long. Okay, lama dia tak keluar. Okay, so once done, just move to your iTa'LeEM. This is your iTa'LeEM. Okay, in iTa'LeEM, go to your course. This is my course, and inside there, you can upload that content, which is H5P earlier, and then converted to SCORM. Just put there, add an activity or resource.
Dr. Feham,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can, I mean, the participant comment, we cannot see the iTa'LeEM page.
We cannot.
See the iTa'LeEM page. Are you opening the iTa'LeEM page now, or you're still at the SCORM packaging 1.0?
Oh, you tak nampak iTa'LeEM saja ke?
Kita on, we see this H5P SCORM package manager page.
Mungkin saya tak. Let me change. Let me change to. Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Yes,
Okay.
betul.
So just click. We have the package available just now in SCORM. So we want to upload that package onto iTa'LeEM. Okay. So you open your iTa'LeEM, just select course, and then make sure that you are on editing mode, and then add activity or resource in there. So you just scroll down until you see SCORM package. Click on it. Okay, this is test. My SCORM. Okay. Just upload the file created earlier. Not sure all of a sudden my computer coming very slow. Why? Not sure. Okay, but okay, still manageable. So I have it just now created. Just upload the file and put it there inside. Okay. It's in zip format. It's a package. Okay, it's a package. In zip format consists of files arranged as according to SCORM specification. Okay. So you just scroll down. If you want to set the rest, you can do so. Let me just finish this and then click there, save, and return to course. Okay. Scroll until you see the item you added just now. So this is the second item SCORM. I click on it. I see the content similar to the one previously uploaded. In terms of the interface, we have reports, we have info. This is mainly for instructor. And then just click enter in order to see the content. There you go. This is question 1, question 2, question 3, until 5. Okay. Because of the setting, so this is the very basic setting of quiz. I mean, student can do the attempt more than once, unlimited attempts. You can set with one attempt only, and then even you can ask student to do the submission, and then the marks later will be calculated. You can do so, but that one will be in H5P Lumi education software, not here. Okay. So say for example, option 2 check. Say you have a solution, and then you try. So those options actually available in H5P. Okay. So I go to question 2, check, yes. I go to question 3. There you go. Question 4. There you go. Yes. There you go. If you finish, you click finish. Then I think the data then will be communicated and tabulated result of this activity. So those are actually how the content, which is H5P, powerful feature of iTa'LeEM. Even H5P itself is very powerful. Only that I believe that it's been made available freely to all. As of now, so I'm not really sure in future, is it still free or not? There is no guarantee, but you can use it. I mean, now onwards, okay? Using by searching, you can see the website and then do download the file. Okay. So let me continue with the presentation. Okay, this is practice one. We're done with practice one. We create, roughly the content, very basic content in H5P, which is a quiz activity. Put it there, and then save the file in H5P format, and then do the conversion of the file to SCORM 1.2. Okay, 1.2. We don't do 2004. Even the conversion is not there. The converter is not there. I think yet. I'm not sure in future, but it's workable. It can be done, and then you can display the content of SCORM, which is originally H5P, in that platform. And doing so, you can do this similar by sharing the content to several other platforms as well. Okay, you can share the content in other SCORM compliant LMS, LMSs, yeah, learning management systems available and support SCORM. What are those? Okay, we have here. These are some of the examples. We have like Blackboard. Of course, we have Moodle. Okay, we have Moodle. Several other platforms who are using, which is based on Moodle. You can do the sharing there. Okay, I think most of the IPTAs in Malaysia, they are using. I think majority of them, they are using Moodle. You can have Dosebo, you can have Canvas, you can have Schoology. But for Schoology, I think I tested one, not for free user. I think for paid user. Yeah. Latitude learning. Okay. Topics. Talent LMS. Yeah, Talent LMS. So those are some of the LMS available where you can share your content. Okay. What we have there in place is shareable on different learning management system platforms. Okay, those are some. Of course, we have iSpring as well. iSpring, I think iSpring, I couldn't remember what is the name of iSpring learning management system, but it's also there because iSpring management system, learning management system support SCORM, even 2004 as well. We have iSpring as a software freely available in order to create a SCORM content. I would suggest that some of you on Windows platform, you can use iSpring free. It's available. Okay, and iSpring Quiz Maker, which is also available for you to do activities in SCORM format or SCORM package. Yeah. Yeah. So next would be how to share what we have, okay, on different other learning management systems. How to do that? Just give you an idea how this can be accomplished. Okay. So I have my Talent LMS account created just recently for this purpose. For this purpose, yeah. So I go to that website, Talent LMS. Sorry, Talent LMS. So I back to my Chrome. There you go. So this is my Chrome. Let's click there. Talent LMS. Yeah. I think as of now, most of the learning management system supporting SCORM, all of them are commercial. You can create your account, but you can use it for with very limited features. You can add your students, but a very small number of students, okay? And then you can add your content. I have to try to what extent I can add my content, but there are limitations. If you want more, you have to subscribe. You have to pay. Okay? So I just log in using just newly created account. In my okay, let me see. Okay, second, yeah. So under courses, I have my courses. Yeah, my courses there. I'm yet to familiarize myself with the interface. Huh? So just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, so this is the course that's recently created. This is mine. Okay. Okay. Go to the course. Okay. Okay, so this is the course. So if you want to add SCORM content, put it there under add. And then SCORM, see there? There's an option for SCORM. Click. And then upload the file that you have created earlier. Test. This test, I think. Stage 6. SCORM quiz. Okay. And then the file is on my desktop now. Oh no, it's on download folder. Sorry. Oh. Okay, so once done, save and view. File is under process. So this is the problem of Talent LMS. There is a time lag between the actual view after you upload the content. So maybe after a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, the content will be made available, okay, to you. Yeah, but it's there. Same thing. Okay, the same thing. The similar, if you have in iTa'LeEM, I have others. I just show you others in iTa'LeEM. Okay. In the traffic, because people are using iTa'LeEM at the moment, I think. This is my content in iTa'LeEM, my course in iTa'LeEM. I just want to show you what I have in iTa'LeEM, similar to what I have in Talent LMS. In iTa'LeEM, I have uploaded several SCORM package before. There. So I have here like this is a SCORM package created using #5p and then converted into SCORM. This is in iTa'LeEM. There you go. Okay, you can navigate from one page to another along with question. This is a richer version of #5p lah. There's now a very basic one. This is a richer version. Okay, we have a content and we have also some interaction inside. Okay, so I go to Talent LMS. The similar I have and I have uploaded there. Okay, this is the one that I have in Talent LMS. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, this is in iTa'LeEM. Okay, you can make the screen bigger. Pause. Oops. Cancel. Bila masa tu tekan print? Bila masa tekan print tu tiba keluar print? Tunggu. Okay. This is in Talent LMS. We have, I think I have uploaded also in the Micro-credential. Same thing. In Learn. Let's say Micro-credential. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Still with different username. I have another username, which is iTa'LeEM. This is my personal. Okay. Never mind. We can. Let me show you what I have. I show you my Safari because my Safari is there. Yeah, okay, so this is a username. And then my course. This is my course. In Micro-credential platform of iTa'LeEM, which is another LMS. which been based on Moodle. There you go. Same thing happens to anywhere else. Yeah. So that's the whole idea of SCORM. Okay. Once you have created ones, and then you are compliant to the specification, and in this manner, we have SCORM 1.2 lah, normally widely used. We have SCORM 2004, but that one for the detailed reporting of the activity. Okay. You may need this if you have the tools like what I showed you just now, Articulate, maybe Captivate, Adopt Captivate. Those are the advanced software authoring tool for SCORM that support SCORM 2004. You can try iSpring Free. I think iSpring Free, the free version, enable you to create SCORM 2004. But sadly, if you want to, I mean, your platform is iTa'LeEM. So the one supported is only up to SCORM 1.2, okay, not 2004. So enough with 1.2, you can make the content and create the content in SCORM package and share the content on your iTa'LeEM course. So I think with that, some of the I mean sharing related to how you can create SCORM package and share the content not only in iTa'LeEM, several other LMS as well.
The lecture, so I need to go back from the early one. So that's why I decided to teach you after you have some other engagement.
No.
I follow his talk this morning.
Oh.
Yep. I think we're about to stop at 12. I've been informed only 2-hour sessions. If there is any queries, question from the audience, I'd be more than happy to address, inshallah. Yeah. So thank you. Back to the moderator. Is Dr. Mira Kartiwi here with us?
Okay, Dr. Prof. Mira have to attend another meeting, so I'm take over from her lah. All right. So is there any questions from the participant? So we have 15 minutes more to go, or else we can end early, Dr. Feham.
Yeah. For those who are about to develop the content and then feel that your content can be reused for other purposes, even using different LMS, different platform of LMS, well, SCORM is your good choice. Okay, but for some who are relying on iTa'LeEM and mainly using iTa'LeEM, the only as a platform, sharing materials, teaching materials with your student, I believe that SCORM is not meant for you. Okay, you can just focus with whatever that you have, and enough with. I think you don't have to convert the content into into SCORM if you are using HIP. Even HIP is been supported natively in iTa'LeEM. Okay, so that will be the whole idea of SCORM. If you are using different platforms, okay, different learning management systems, so bear that in mind. Maybe some of you asking, can I display what SCORM in Google Classroom? Okay. I believe that for Google Classroom, the nature might be somehow different. I'm not really sure whether it's been supported there well or not, because through my experience, it's not there yet. Okay, supporting SCORM, because the nature of Google Classroom somehow different from what we have in the normal LMS. Okay, so because Google Classroom, the interactions is the main elements there. You interact with your students, and throughout the interaction, you create activities. Okay. So most probably the focus is the interaction, and you are the creator within that scope of interaction with your students. So you create your activities live normally, okay, live, okay, through the discussion, interaction with your students. Well, SCORM normally require time for you to create the content, okay, because normally SCORM is very rich in features. You have picture there, you have text, you have audio, you have video, and several other elements of multimedia there. And based on our view just now, if you are using H5P, you can create long list of content types there in your SCORM. Okay, so those are actually the whole idea. Yes, it is supported there in iTa'LeEM, but up to version SCORM 1.2. And what is the purpose of you using SCORM? Okay, if you feel that platform of iTa'LeEM is the only one, so why SCORM matters to you? You just use whatever that you have. Okay. If you feel that you want to use other platform or LMS where H5P is not supported, but SCORM is there, well, as a maneuver, you can maneuver around and then create your content using some of the tools that I have shared with you. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's the whole idea. So it's up to you. You decide what you want to do with the platform. You is decision maker. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please.
Okay, Dr. Feham, I have two questions. The first one regarding the Lumi education just now. That one you subscribe on your own, or we can subscribe using any of our official email?
Available software, Dr. Sadri.
All right.
Yeah, it's a freely available software. You can download. I'm not sure whether it's open source or not, but I think it's a freely available software. You have to check whether it's open source here and there, but it's not written there as open source. But you can use the software as standalone software, or you can utilize the cloud version of the software. It's there. So either one. All
right. Okay. Another question, Doctor. Because you are experiencing both, H5P dengan SCORM. So which one that you prefer?
As mentioned earlier, you decide your own what you want to do. And my advice is that, what is the focus of your work? If the focus of your work focusing on one single platform like Moodle, and then you are not dealing with several other LMSs, then why bother SCORM? Okay. If you feel that you want to share the content using, cross platforms, e-learning platform, you want to use LMS Talent just now, or maybe you want to share in several other platforms, Docado and what else just now. So those are some of the platforms commercially available and support SCORM. Yeah. So SCORM is an answer to your problem. If you are working multiple learning management systems. Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. So is there any question from the participant?
I hope that you have benefit somehow throughout my sharing. Will guide you, all of you, somehow how you can create your content further, and of course enrich your content. And if you are working in multiple learning management system, of course SCORM is an answer to your problem. Okay, you can rely on SCORM. Even you can use the freely available tools, or maybe you can use the commercially available software, but it's kind of pricey, a little bit expensive, but for some they can bear with that expenditure if the benefit is tremendous. It's marvelous. Yeah, you can create a lot more using those commercially available software. Even you can create like an avatar. I think I experienced that using not Visual Articulate, I think, where you can create avatar along with the explanation. Okay.
Mm.
And then you can export the content. It's like there's an avatar there explaining the content, like we call it what? Virtual tutor explaining the content. It's very nice. It's very nice. Yeah. It can be made possible using commercially available software. Yeah. Very sorry to say.
Okay, so
Yeah, I think we can stop, Dr. Sadri. Whether if there is any from the audience, I'd be more than happy to answer. Please.
right, so any other questions? Everything, I think everybody is so focus on Ramadan.
Hey, there is a question. There is a
Oh, yeah?
question, Dr. Sadri.
Yeah, down there.
Where we can
We have
find
one.
existing SCORM packages to use. Okay. I'm not really sure if there is any. Dr. Sadri, if you can assist me, is there any library for STORM content where you can download and then use for your lesson, for your course? Yeah, I think it's very personal
If I
in
may share,
nature.
Dr. Feham, sorry, I'm juggling with other meeting, but I think that question is important. There in Moodle, there is kind of a library of example SCORM that the community have built. So if you can go to Moodle, I don't remember which. It's in the Moodle website, and then there are. Let me have a look at the Moodle website. If I'm not mistaken, it parts of the documentations or yeah. So there are examples of SCORM, but let me find the exact page. But if you are browsing on Moodle, there will be some pages that community have shared from the SCORM that they have built. Some of the SCORM are very generic, some are very specific. So maybe you can browse through those examples if you want to have a look. Or iSpring is also sharing some example.
Yeah.
Okay, hope that helps. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, I think to my knowledge there is no dedicated I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, dedicated website for sharing SCORM packages. Yeah, normally it's I mean on personal basis, sharing by the author, I mean shared by the author or maybe the creator. It's not that there is a place where you can get and download SCORM packages there. I think to my knowledge there is none. Maybe like a community, I mean, website where there is a section where the members of the community share SCORM packages there. Maybe you can have that, as mentioned by Dr. Mira just now. And maybe a folder shared by the user on personal basis. Not that there is a dedicated website or service offering anyone to share their SCORM packages and later download by others. I think, to my knowledge, yeah, it's not. Because you develop your own, and normally you want to keep that for your own use. You don't want to share with others. The very purpose of SCORM is like that. Yeah, that's the very purpose. It's I mean for your own use, okay, for your own, because you are the developer. I mean, then you develop the content for your own use. Unless there is a company or then if even a company, normally the content we develop for commercial purposes. So it's very rare. It's been shared online with others. It's very rare. They don't want to sell something and then at the same time giving someone else freely the content. Yeah. Thank you very much. So that will be the answer, Sister Dr. Azlin.
So there's another question from Tazlin that we have.
Okay, you can reuse the content for your own good, for you. You can use in this platform, and then you can use in different other environment, maybe in different subject, but with similar content, with different instruction, but the content is similar. Yeah, that's the usability what I'm talking about just now. Okay, you can reuse, even if you give the content to others, others can still use the content in his environment with different instruction maybe. If the content is all about something, IT, maybe you can use it in law, IT in law, or IT in business, for instance. You are using the same content, okay? So you can reuse the content, but with different environment and instructions. Yeah. Oh, that's the link shared by Dr. Mira for some who want to get some example of SCORM, but some examples, but not a dedicated SCORM like what normally we have, like PDF and PDF or maybe presentation. You can get those easily from SlideShare or maybe SlideD or several other websites. Okay, available with a very minimal charges, or maybe after you download your own file, you can get those PDF. So it's not similar. I mean, the scenario is not similar to SCORM. I mean, yeah.
All right. So okay.
I hope that helps, Sister Azalin. Yeah,
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So okay, last call lah. So is there any questions? There. All right. So thank you so much, Dr. Feham, as usual for the interesting and practical training. I hope the training will help us to improve our current teaching and learning. And thank you to Prof Mira and also Sister Nurul for their assistance today. And also don't forget to fill in our evaluation form, which we already included in the chat box. The evaluation form, which is very important to us in CPD, so that we can improve similar training in the future. Okay, if you miss certain part of the training, don't worry, we will upload the recorded video to our CPD website, and also we will email it to you after the training is completed done. Okay, so let's end our training with citation of Surah Al-As and Tasbih Kifarah.
Oh, sorry. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Feham.
Thank you, Prof.